Okay, today Rabbi say Yesod v'sheish Avodah. I'd like to concentrate on a brand new topic, an interesting topic, and a topic that he discusses at length, which is the sugya of eating. Eating, after all, is a very important thing in Yiddishkeit. If you look at many of the ceremonies that we have, everything goes together with food or wine, right? Right? Baby's born, a few days later, bris milah, a cup of wine, kiddush, cup of wine, avdallah, cup of wine, a wedding. There's always wine involved. Whenever there's Yom Tov, there's food. Erev Yom Tov, there's a food. Yortzeit, there's food. Everything is associated with food and drink. And apart from, obviously, the physical side of nourishing our bodies, which is, of course, a very important thing, because we are told by the Torah, that we have to very watch our bodies and take care of them and eat healthily and eat carefully. However, there's obviously something a little bit more, under the surface, a little bit deeper to what food represents. And not only that, how we ourselves can use food as an avodah in our avodas Hashem. Okay? And in fact, by the way, the Baal HaTanya famously says, the Heilige Baal HaTanya, that everything in this world, to the most physical things, have a chelik in avodas Hashem. Our job in this world is to take the physical that the Rabbeinu Shalom created and be mala and pick it up and rise it up to ruchnius. That's what it's all about. Everything in this world can be used for ruchnius. Everything in this world can be used for avodas Hashem. What the Rabbeinu Shalom created, the Gemara tells us in Shabbos, famous story of Shimon Bar Yochai, where they were talking about the roads and everything else. Everything can be used for avodas Hashem. So take something simple, right? Even the truth is, the Rambam says this by sleep. The Rambam says that before a person goes to sleep or before a person eats, he says, I am doing this in order to have koyach to serve Hashem. The whole thing is a mitzvah. He turned the whole sleep, can you imagine that? The whole 16-hour shluf into one big sleep, one big mitzvah. Unbelievable. That's an amazing thing. Eating. You're going to have lunch in what? Half an hour, 45 minutes, right? So instead of just eating to fill your belly, eat and say, Rabbeinu Shalom, I am having food to make myself healthy so that I can serve you. So that I can have strength to daven, strength to learn, strength to do mitzvahs, whatever it may be. Everything can be turned into ruchnius, okay? Saying it is enough, absolutely. Now, why do we eat for mincha? That's halacha because of mincha. What? Well, maybe the chinuch, it's a good question, by the way. Moti's asking, even if you don't mean it, should I say it? Great question. The chinuch famously says many times that the outward actions that we do affect our inner actions. I don't like what you just said, because it's not true. Fake it till you make it. That's not the same idea, right? It's not about faking it. When you do something on the outside, it affects your inner self. Let's take a simple idea. Let's say a person wants to work on happiness, which is, by the way, a beautiful thing to work on. Work on being happy. Work on being happy with life, happy with yourself, happy with your surroundings. Sometimes people are just not happy, right? So obviously there are certain things that sometimes that can be done with the surrounding environment, but sometimes you can't do anything about it. What are you meant to do? So the chinuch will tell you is be happy in an outward way, not fake. Be happy outwardly, even if inside I'm not so happy. It's going to affect the inside. We can talk about this for a long time, but it's not not really our sugya. But there's a famous shaila: do clothes make the man, or do they not make the man? Right? Or man make the clothes, whatever way around you want to say it. There are many, many rayas to this. Maybe we can discuss this at a different time, that clothes do make the man. The way you dress is very often not the way only people will portray you and people will understand you and get you, but the way you look at yourself as well. There's no question about it. There's Gemaras about it. There's Das Kelim about it. Tosfos about it. There's many Marmakomis that the way we dress very much affects the way that we act. Right? That's right. The Rebbes, the Visionary Rebbe, wore, right, as we said on his Yortzeit, he wore the golden shoes, even though there were no soles. He didn't want to get personal hana, but there was a certain idea of the way he dressed because of who he represented. Okay? Why am I telling you this? Because we're about to talk about one of the most physical things that we ever do, which is eating. It's something we do almost every day of the year, apart from a tainis. And it's something that's interesting that can be used for ruchnius. Everything is a vehicle for ruchnius. Everything is a vehicle to get closer to Hashem. let's understand what Yesod v'Shorish Avodah is about to tell us about Achila. Okay, we're in Shar Zayin Perek Rishon, Kavonos or Achila. Mudaz Zois Maimer Rabbeinu Zal, he brings the Gemara in Tiny Shud Aleph. Lo'olam, Yishar Odom Kiru Kodesh Roi B'Soich Me'av, B'Posuk, B'Kirbacha Kodesh, your innards are holy, Lefi Roi V'Anova Oma Hillel Azokin. Ezer Ligmigmar Chesed Im Hodein Achsenai, the Isbergoy Beisi V'Hinei. No Yadati Kela Ezer Dover Shetziva Hashem. Liktu Mumenu Ish Lefi Ochloi Oime Bedas Muchra Shi Avoidis Haboidis Bog Shemoy Mamish. That he's telling us over here that according to what you eat and how you eat and the kavanah of what you eat is very much going to turn that which is inside you into being holy. We know that the kavanah of something can turn something into being either good or bad, right? For example, let's take a simple example of something we're learning now. We're learning boira now. You can have two people do the same action, exactly the same action. For one of them, he's Machal Shabbos, and for the other one, it was a mitzvah, or it was 100% okay, right? For example, you have two guys that have a salad, and one guy hates cucumber, so he takes out cucumber because he doesn't like it. The other guy loves cucumber, and he's taking it to eat it. They're both doing the same action. They're both taking the cucumber out of the salad, right? One of them is doing it because he likes it, the other one's doing it because he hates it. Same action, different kavanas, totally different results. So what we're saying over here is, we all eat. We all eat. How do we eat? What's the kavanah of our eating? That's going to determine if the insides, the food, turns into something Kodesh, holy, spiritual, or not. We have to understand it. It's very weird that our food, our eating, could be something holy, could be something spiritual. In order to understand a little bit of the understanding behind the mechanics behind saying this, so I'm just going to explain a very small little introduction. Okay, there's a lot of Kabbalah we're learning over here. You guys are okay learning Kabbalah now? We're learning Kabbalah. If anyone wants to ask you what you're learning in Yeshiva, we learn Kabbalah. This is Kabbalah, okay? Right? We're not going to explain too much because it goes into deep ideas. Adam Arishan, as we know, did the first Aveira. What happened was good and bad got mixed up together. We're getting into Nitzaitzes now. Everything that we do is to separate the good from the bad. Nowadays, when we eat, we can misbara, literal notion of boira, we can select. Once we have selected all the good from the bad, Mashiach will then come. The dew comes from above, and it causes to sprout vegetation. Understand, the dirt in the ground is disgusting. It's not nice, it's horrible. The dirt on the ground is disgusting. What comes out from it? The most beautiful trees, most beautiful vegetables, fruit, everything. Beautiful stuff. From the dirt? Who gave the dirt the koyach to be able to produce apples and oranges and strawberries and beautiful things? Ella, and it's soitzes hakadoshim amovim besoichem noisen korach hayitzim nochutz. Then you beru. Shekem shenochman it's soitzes hakadoshim beumket toimer rabba. Chosev oilim ba'arbi yesodis. Toimim tzemei chai medaber. The four things. Okay, this is already a little bit past what I wanted to get to. V'oilim ha'asovim b'sheim ha'tzemei. V'oichem ha'asovim ha'bali chaim u'misalim. V'achar chosev v'oichem ha'asovim ha'odom. V'ba'chaim misalim b'soich odom u'misbar. L'klipa gasa sheish bo na'atzit tzorah. She'em bo te'eles. He's giving us the state of the cycle of how food comes into the world. V'zeh ha'klipa ha'chroine she'kol ha'klipa she'tzorah she'ba'eba tzei toimer bo. Mashko so l'chutz. She'em ha'mamash v'zeh b'taken klipa sasiyah she'b'siyah. L'chein sorg l'nakas atzma k'udim achila. K'moi she'kosev v'zoh ha'kodesh ha'lazor ha'gedolah she'oicha b'guf ha'mush what he's saying over here is that when we eat, we're taking the koyach that the Rebbeinu Shem gave into the earth, into the dirt, that turned into something nice, and we are separating it from it, the nitzaitzes kedusha, and what makes it good. So without going into too much detail over here, and again, there's a lot of Kabbalistic ideas, but the basic idea is, Rabbi Isai, is that every time we eat, we have an opportunity. And that opportunity is to get closer to Hashem through the physical that we do. We're able to get close to Hashem. Everything in this world has a purpose of getting close to Hashem. We don't always see it, we don't always utilize it, but we have to know that it's there. That's the utilization of food, and that's what he explains over here.